what is going on around us is so fucking fascinating. It is amazing. Did you see the press conference with Donald Trump? Donald Trump is obviously like distraught over this whole thing.
I didn't see it. Why?
Really?
Was he really visibly
God.
emotional or something?
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Donald Trump is gone. Like the original Donald Trump is gone.
I gotta watch this.
I
This is the
can't
last
believe
press
you didn't
conference?
watch this.
No.
This is where he comes out and he says, you know, we won. And he's like, well, we'll see how it pans out.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Donald Trump is well aware of the fact that he lost to an animatronic puppet that is being kept alive by injections and robot parts. It's like Donald Trump is just dumbfounded that he lost to this guy.
Yeah, I'm just. What does that say? What does it say about his presidency?
It says it's so bizarre, and it's crazy too, because like all the Sam Harris and the TDS crowd, the aristocracy, the elite that are they don't care about a peace deal in the Middle East. They're like, yeah, he was mean on Twitter, he deserves to go. Like, he's violating all the norms of Twitter. It's so insane that these people call themselves rational and they can't tell the difference.
Do you think that do you agree that Donald Trump is doing everything he can to get the thing turned to a faithless elector so he can win, right?
I totally agree. Yes.
Okay. So do you also agree that that this was always Trump's plan if he lost, regardless of whether he thinks he actually lost fairly or not?
I don't think Trump and this is a total mind reading, guys. Like I said, you guys come here because you want us to read minds. Of course,
this is totally mind reading.
This is speculation all the way. But the change in his demeanor in that last press conference led me to believe that the dude never contemplated the fact that he could lose, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he, in his mind, believed exactly everything that he was saying. The only way it would be possible for him to lose is if they cheated. Okay. So right now he believes they did cheat, and that's the only reason he lost.
Because you're saying that you believe, and again, this is my reading, but you believe that if he lost for any reason, he would automatically assume it was because they cheated. He can't perceive of a reality where he lost fairly. Okay.
I think many people are in that same boat. I think many people believe that. I agree with you.
Many people are in that.
Millions of people. I'll go 60 million.
Many people. I would not disagree. Many people were the same thing about Hillary. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I'm saying, my point is that this behavior, okay, where a president, based on even I say based on no evidence, because I think this is Donald Trump's reaction regardless of what happens, okay, based on no evidence, is willing to do something that threatens the country in a way that I don't think threatens the stability of the country, the way I don't think any president has threatened the stability of the country since the Civil War. Okay, because you're talking about trying to overturn the peaceful transition of power in our country, which should be the most sacred thing that this country has. Because without that, you don't have a country, you don't have a democracy, right?
Yeah.
And so
what's your point?
That's a big fucking deal.
You're asking Donald Trump to fall on his sword.
No, I'm not asking Donald Trump to fall on the sword.
Well, you basically are. I mean,
no, I'm not, because fall on the sword implies that there was some wrongdoing. Okay. And you've said that you agree that even if Trump doesn't have any evidence, this is still the behavior he's going to go towards. Okay.
Right.
And so what I'm saying is that, to me, it's not honest, and it's not honest. It's too utterly dismissive of you to be like, oh, well, Sam Harris has TDS because Trump says mean things on Twitter. It's like, no, like, Trump is also doing something that you, I imagine, would agree is possibly more damaging for the country than anything that's ever happened or anything that president's ever done since the Civil War.
I agree. I completely agree.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Yes, it's selfish, self-serving. Like, what do you want? Yeah, totally.
Okay, but so that's what I'm saying. Don't be dismissive to people's problems with this and be like, well, he says mean things on Twitter.
Well, hold on. That's a completely different claim, because I would say, and I think this is a lot of the Trump supporters' feelings, a lot of probably Trump's feelings, is that he said mean things on Twitter about the fake news, and the fake news went after him and probably cost him. I mean, I don't know. You want to guesstimate on how many people who are just low information voters who think Trump's a racist, we got to get him out of office, and they don't know that the news media has been lying to him and they vote for him anyway? Like, Trump is thinking those people wouldn't have voted that way if it wasn't for the people lying about me. So he thinks that they're responsible for his loss, even if the vote tally is exactly what it was.
Irrelevant, though.
Well, hold on. People lying about your reputation and destroying your life is irrelevant?
It's irrelevant to if the media is being dishonest about Donald Trump, which, first of all, I think we've both agreed in the past that Donald Trump intentionally words things in ways that are ambiguous. Okay, so it's not like he's this innocent lamb in this situation. He's playing.
Nobody is innocent here.
Okay, yes, he's definitely doing things that are intentional. Donald Trump thinks that he benefits from triggering the media.
I wouldn't be surprised if he came up with the ghost in the machine.
Wait a minute, and the only reason that we're having this conversation is because he lost. If Donald Trump won, everyone would be saying, "Oh well, it's Donald Trump triggering the media. He did that in 2016, and it totally helped him. And now he did it again in 2020, and it just totally helped him again."
This whole conversation began with me saying that was a mistake.
Wait, I understand that, but that's not my point. My point is, it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you're saying that because the media was mean to him, which is like the inverse of the Donald Trump mean tweets argument, because the media was mean to Donald Trump, that somehow justifies threatening the stability of the entire country's peaceful transition of power, which to me is fucking crazy.
It does to him because he feels like it was a sham election. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to justify it. Listen.
Okay.
You've read Dictator's Handbook. I've read Dictator's Handbook. It's completely cynical. For those of you who haven't read Dictator's Handbook, it's just the idea that politicians are monomaniacally focused on their own personal status. And status comes from them winning the next election. Like, Donald Trump has taken a huge, giant hit to his status in being a one-term president. He went from the top of the world to the bottom of the trash heap overnight, okay? We could get in a discussion, which I think is an interesting discussion, on whether or not a two-term president, non-consecutive terms, is like a higher status president than a two-term consecutive president that has the incumbent advantage. Maybe it is, and I think Donald Trump might run in 2024 just because he wants that fucking status.
Say he is. I don't know if he's going to say that he is. I don't know.
But all I'm saying is that, Donald Trump does not care about the health of the nation over his own personal status. That's Dictator's Handbook straight.
Right.
Okay. But what you're asking me, what do you want from me? Like, I don't agree with this.
So all I'm saying is that when people that, like Sam Harris, even the most tedious people who say things like Trump is this massive threat to the country, for you to not just dismiss that as because Trump says mean things on Twitter. Like, that's the only reason for why they feel this.
That is their pre-election. It's a really weird situation that we're in here now, because there's like this bar fight that has been going on for 4 years now, okay? And who started the bar fight is like up for grabs at this point.
It's one of these, my ancestors started the bar fight. No, your ancestors started.
Right, exactly.
It just goes on forever.
So Sam Harris would say, we always knew it was going to come to this. We always knew Donald Trump was going to threaten society, threaten the core of society. When maybe Donald Trump doesn't threaten society if the news media isn't lying about him for 4 years and dragging him through an impeachment, which many say, I know you don't say, many say was unconstitutional. Alan Dershowitz, one of them, a liberal Democrat. Alan Dershowitz is a liberal Democrat, and he's
not. Alan Dershowitz, unfortunately, lives up to the fucking the most negative stereotype of a Jewish lawyer. He cares about one issue, only one issue. Israel. This is why he turned on Obama. He was like, oh, Obama's mean on Israel. I've turned on Obama. Fuck that guy. Oh, Donald Trump is like bends over for Israel. He's like the most like, let me kiss the feet of the Israeli government candidate of all time. Of course is going to be in Donald Trump's camp.
How do you get he got a peace in the Middle East?
No, that's not the point. I'm talking about Alan Dershowitz.
Anyway,
you can't say Alan
understand
Dershowitz
the
is some
argument that I'm
great
making.
like left-wing liberal who's just like, oh, he's seen the light on
This
Donald
is a
Trump.
sidetrack. You understand the argument that I'm making. I'm saying that if the media hadn't lied about Donald Trump for 4 years, Donald Trump might not be threatening the
Do you actually believe
civilization
that?
as we know it.
Do you actually
I
believe
think
that?
anyone in power is capable of threatening, like anyone in this kind of position is going to be capable of threatening
Yeah,
civilization.
but they never. But in America, they haven't.
Yeah. And I think
Until
it's weird too, because a lot of this comes out of I believe, the regret that Al Gore didn't fight harder in 2000. I feel like people we've been down this path before, and people kind of they understand it a little bit better. So
yeah, but that's the perfect comparison. Al Gore didn't do it. I mean, he obviously it's a little different when you have two people who are incoming into power. I mean, Al Gore was vice president, he wasn't the president, so it's a little different than being the incumbent president. And because it seems when you're the president, it's like it feels like you have more power to actually do something.
Yeah,
right?
No.
So it's a little different. But no, I don't believe. Even if I were to grant you that the media had this negative effect on Trump, which it could have easily done that. I think it could go either way. I think it's difficult to tell. It could go either way with this. Because if I recall correctly, this election was still incredibly partisan. It was still like, 99% of Republicans voted for Trump and 99% of Democrats voted for Biden. And maybe you could say I don't know how it went with the unregistered or the moderates in terms of whether they switched to voting for Biden or not. I'm not sure about that. But all that aside, judging what Sam Harris would say about this, and what I would agree with, is that if you look at Trump's behavior for his 4 years in office, what he's doing now perfectly aligns with everything he's done.
Right.
This is a consistent pattern of behavior.
It's a consistent pattern of behavior for dogs when cornered to bite. Like, I don't understand what argument are you making?
No,
so it's not your fault for cornering the dog that bit you?
No. No, I'm saying this is a consistent pattern of behavior of Trump's cynicism and not giving a fuck. This is even before he was president, even when he was in the primary, of not giving a fuck about what people consider is, respect for the system. Okay. Trump has never given a fuck about any of this shit ever. That's like part of it. This isn't brand. That's what he ran on, was I'm going to overthrow the system. I'm going to kick the table over because the table is the swamp and it's infested with corruption. This is literally what he ran on. So the idea to me that like, oh, well, if the media was nicer to him, maybe he wouldn't be doing this right now, doesn't really hold water to me.